Everybody, good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Tuesday morning. Clouds beginning to clear up. We had a lot of clouds overnight last night, and those are now starting to clear up. We've got a warm front pushing through. That's going to usher in it already has ushered in some milder temperatures out there this morning. And the good news is, even though you see that little blue line up to the north there, that cold front, there's not much cold air behind it at all. It may be a couple of degrees cooler to the north compared to the south, but we're all going to be much milder out there for today. A bit of a northwest breeze. It'll be a little bit stronger right there earlier in the afternoon, especially in northern Nebraska, but it should start to die down late today and into tonight. Lighter winds, clear skies for the most part tonight, a very quiet night ahead of us. Tomorrow, we will see a lot of sunshine early with a few clouds later in the day. Another mild one, maybe slightly cooler with that front to our southwest. It's kind of stalling out as a stationary front. Will become a warm front and lift through Wednesday night, increasing cloud cover. A milder night and then a warmer day ahead for Thursday. In fact, the end of this week looking darn nice. You will want to enjoy this week because things are going to be changing next week. Looking at those temperatures for the next few days, we'll start with today. Highs into the 60s and lower 70s. Coolest in the northeast, warmest in north central Kansas. Looking around the area here, we'll see, again, nice temperatures all across the area. And again, a little more wind up north. Kind of windy around Valentine. Some of these areas just a little bit breezier than we'll see farther south. Mid and upper 60s, about 68 in Stapleton, 65 for Bassett, 63 Spencer, 67 degrees in Burwell. Southwestern areas, upper 60s, lower 70s, 70 in Cambridge, Trenton, Beaver City, 71 degrees, Franklin, Phillipsburg, Smith Center, 68 degrees in North Platte, 69 for Grant, 70 in Lexington. Southeast areas topping out in the mid to upper 60s and lower 70s. A little cooler as you go to the east, but here, you know what? After highs in the 30s, upper 30s yesterday, that's a big jump in temperatures right there, even for those places. 64 in Tecumseh, 69 for Hebron, as well as in Mankato, Kansas, 70 degrees for Superior and Red Cloud, 69 in Grand Island and St. Paul and Central City. How about 70 in Aurora? Looking at lower to mid 60s, maybe even some upper 60s to the northeast here. 68 in Fullerton, 65 for Bartlett, 61 in Hardington. There was still snow on the ground up here in northeast Nebraska yesterday. Most of that, if it's not gone already, it will be gone by the end of the day today here with the warmer temperatures on the way. So melting off some of that snow there. Looking at lows tonight, a little cooler than it is this morning in most cases. Upper 20s and low to mid 30s. And it'll be slightly cooler tomorrow, but we're still nice and mild. 60s to near 70 degrees. Keep in mind, average highs are in the 50s this time of the year. So we're doing pretty good out there for tomorrow. 30s and 40s tomorrow night and Thursday morning. And look at this heading into your Thursday. Despite a few more clouds around, temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 60s and low to mid 70s. I think a little more sun the farther west you go. Warmer temperatures there. Thursday night and a Friday morning, a very mild night in the mid to upper 30s and low to mid 40s. And then Friday, a great way to wrap up this week here. Highs into the low and mid 70s. Could we see upper 70s up around Valentine here? Northwestern areas and up into southwest and south central South Dakota there. Looking great. Temperatures will start to come down Saturday and more so into next week. So enjoy these next 4 to 5 days. Looking at the long range, not much to complain about these next few days. Even those lows. Look at the low Friday night and Saturday morning. If you still have a team that's playing some playoff football, I know a lot of the teams have been eliminated now, but if you still have a team playing Friday evening, the weather looks fantastic. Saturday, I took the rain chance out. I was a little iffy on it anyway yesterday, but I did end up taking it out. It is a cold front coming through, though, so temperatures beginning to cool down Saturday, but more so into Sunday. Right here, though, a system worth watching Monday. Right now, I'm just going rain in the forecast. We'll have to see if maybe we have to include a little bit of a mix. Right now, with the warmer enough temperatures, hopefully it's just a chilly rain. I'm going to show you some of those models, though, that indicate it may not be quite that warm. We'll see. But looking long range, it is going to be cooler next week. Most of next week is trending on the cooler side of things, a little bit below average for the week before Thanksgiving. Looking at North Platte, not a lot of big differences. There are some minor changes here and there between North Platte and the Tri-Cities, but overall you see the same general pattern. Warm for the next 4 or 5 days. Habit right there. And then if you know, you know. And then we start to see that temperature drop on Sunday, more so Monday. And again, that chance of rain on Monday will hopefully iron out the details of that a little bit more in the days ahead. We do trend cooler next week, a lot more in the way of 40s for highs next week here. And we could see maybe more than one storm system impact our area. The Climate Prediction Center, and this comes out in the evening, so this came out yesterday evening. they're still keeping us in that above average range. I'm a little iffy on that still. I think we could be seeing more of that below average sneak in. But look at most of the country now looking at above average precipitation. We've got a couple of storm systems. And in fact, there could be some big time severe weather events to our south next week with these storm systems. We'll be on the cooler side though, so we'll probably be looking at more of the rain, but again, potentially maybe some wintry precipitation. Check this out. Let's look at some of the long range models. This is going to take us through about next Wednesday or Thursday. There's not much to talk about these next few days here, so we'll quickly pass by and we'll go to Saturday. Again, Saturday I took out the rain chance with the cold front. Doesn't look like we'll see any moisture for our area. But look at this for Monday. Here comes that storm system again. It's probably more of a chilly rain than anything. It's trying to mix in some precipitation, but we're probably looking at more of a chilly rain than anything. That clears out, but look what could be coming later in the week. Again, maybe another chilly rain, but maybe a chance of rain and snow in there too. So yeah, we could be just getting to that time of the year where we do talk about a little more in the way of maybe a little bit of wintry moisture, although it doesn't look like a major system. And then off to our southeast, maybe more of a big time, again, thunderstorm and severe weather threat there. Let's look at the GFS model. Not a lot these next several days. Saturday, again, took the rain chance out with the cold front there. Here comes Monday. Rain. Could there be snow mixed in? That's, again, GFS usually goes a little colder than the European model does in the long range. So we'll see. I'm not ready to go snow yet here. It's just too early yet. But will there be more systems to talk about later next week? Again, we're going to have to keep an eye on things. We could see 1, 2, or maybe even 3 systems next week that are going to be worth watching, especially when we start talking about not just rain, but maybe a mix of precipitation. Let's check out the long-range temperature trends here. Again, we've got a lot of warmth ahead of us. Today's looking good, slightly cooler tomorrow. But then look at Thursday and Friday. Temperatures will soar. Saturday, we begin to cool down, and then we get cooler and cooler. Now, how much cooler, that's a little bit iffy right now, but it just looks like temperatures do trend a little bit cooler for most of next week, at least according to the European model, where all that warmth finally starts to sag southward here. We're not talking about brutal cold next week. We're just talking about maybe slightly below average temperatures, not the Arctic outbreak or anything like that we sometimes can see even in November. I'd be watching for early to mid-December for something like that, actually here, kind of looking long range. We'll see. Though. Let's look at the GFS model again. Very nice today. Slightly cooler tomorrow, but still pretty good. Then temperatures soar on Thursday and Friday, especially Friday. Saturday's still not too bad, but the cold front's coming through, and then Sunday cooler. But notice the GFS still trying to keep that warmer air in place a bit. So we'll see. But there are still some question marks next week, but again, it's kind of one of those deals where we could be on the cusp of either rain and or snow or a mix of precipitation as we get into next week. But, if there's any good news out of it, hey, at least there's no brutal cold coming over the next few weeks, nothing like that. So, all right, with that, I got to let y'all go, and thank you all for watching on this Tuesday morning. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there. I will be back with you on Wednesday with all the latest. Take care, and God bless. Bye.